Good morning, students. I hope you are safe at home. I welcome 8th grade students. You are learning about minerals and power resources. In last two classes, you have learned especially introduction of minerals and you learn meaning of minerals, characteristics of minerals, types of minerals and extraction of minerals. This introduction, meaning, characteristic and type of minerals, you learned extraction of minerals. What did you learn on first day, students? Yes, introduction, meaning of minerals, characteristic of minerals, type of minerals and extraction of minerals. And you learn on second day distribution of minerals in the world, distribution of minerals in India, uses of minerals, conservation of minerals. What did you learn on second day, student? Yes, distribution of minerals in the world, distribution of minerals in India, uses of minerals and conservation of minerals. These all things you have learned first and second classes. And in this third class, you are going to learn power resources. Here, power is known as a energy. So, power resource is known as a energy resource. Listen carefully. Power or energy have an important role in our life. This power resource is most important things in our life. Why? Listen carefully. Industries, transport, communication, agriculture and related fields need power. For the running these all things need power. Without power, so it will not run. That's why most needed is all things. Not only that, student, listen carefully. For carrying out various operations need power resource. Means through the industry we may manufacture some different items, snacks or any valuable things we are using in day by day life. That all coming. That's why we need power resource. And you may observe the whole world will stop if there is no power. All world will be stopped if there is no power. Means the technology will be not run very well. You may see here 90% of the world's energy supplies from fossil fuels. 90% of the world energy supplies come from fossil fuels, but only 10% is coming from the renewable resource. 90% coming from the fossil fuels, but only 10% is coming from the renewable resource. Fossil fuels, for example, you may observe coal, petroleum and natural gases. If you use coal, petroleum, natural gases, it will be complete. Again, it will not be replaced. For the replacing, it will take several thousands years. But renewable resource, for example, solar, wind energy, we are getting solar energy and wind energy. So this we use again it is available. That's why it is renewable resource. Especially you may see in different countries how much percent they are using energy resource. Listen carefully. The countries with high power capita income have high rate of energy consumption. The countries with a high power capita income means you observe here high per capita income have rate of energy consumption. For example, USA, UK and Japan. Which countries are more using energy resources and getting per capita more? USA, UK, Japan collectively comprise only 60% of the world population but consume nearly 45% of the world total energy resource. In USA, UK and Japan, in this place only in the world 60% population we may find, but they are using the world is 45% energy resource. So the rise in population, industrialization and standard of living contribute to the rise in consumption of energy resource. You may observe student where is the more population at the place power resource they are not using more much, and that's why not only that they are not getting per capita also, but these countries using more power resources and improving their technology and getting more income to their country. And power resource are two types. You observe here one conventional source and non-conventional source. Okay, listen. Conventional resources. The conventional resources are those that have been in common use for a long time. These conventional resources are coming up to more days. Many times we may use and it is giving more energy. Okay, we are getting firewood and fuels are two main conventional energy sources. We are getting through fire and fuels. This conventional resource. And non-conventional resource. Non-conventional resource of energy are renewable. For example, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, etc. are non-conventional source of energy. This two you are observing student. First one, conventional resource. The energy source that have been in use for a long time are called conventional resource of energy. Fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gases are the main conventional energy sources. These things we will see now each one. Right, first one, wood. Okay, we are seeing especially firewood. Firewood is an wooden material that is gathered and used for fuel. In your home or in villages, maybe still also you are seeing. Okay, they are using wood for the fuel. Generally, firewood is not highly processed and is in some store of recognizable log or branch from the log or branch that all we are using for getting firewood, but this is not giving highly processed, and firewood is renewable resource. See, if you use one time, again you can possible to grow different plants, isn't it or not? Yes, very good. Listen student, firewood, uh, you know that is early time wood was used as a fuel. Even today wood is used as a fuel in rural areas, in developing countries also, still for making electricity or for the running some industries, running for the companies also, some developed countries are using. So to cook their meals and light their home, trees play a vital role in preserving the environment. We are using this environment and uh, using this energy. Which energy? Wood energy we are using, and provide us with basic needs like food and shelter. Wood is an a non-renewable or exhaustible source of energy. Hence, its use a fuel needs to be restored. Listen, it is coming under the non-renewable resource, but if we use that, all wood will be completing or not? Yes, that's why we are using this things for making the some little power for cooking or running the small scale industries, or running for little making visuals or shapes of the weapons. For that places, some people are still using firewood. Okay, wood also known as we call conventional source. Through that we are getting energy. Okay students, next one student, about coal energy. Now see here, coal also one of the conventional source of energy. Here you observe, coal is a compostable sedimentary organic rock formed from vegetation. You may observe coal is available from the sedimentary rocks, or it will available from the organic rocks, or it is available from the vegetation also. Are we getting coal or not? Very good. From where we are getting? Coal mines are there. Where? In land. So from that we are getting coal. See, this coal also is giving energy. Which energy is giving? Conventional energy is giving. So we may observe, in other word, coal is a fossil fuel created from the remain of plants that lived million of years ago. Not only that, it is considered as a non-renewable source of energy because it takes too much time to form. See, this is also one of the fuel fuels, as well as it is also non-conventional resource. Why? Because okay, after using this coal, for replacing it will take very much time. That's why coal also one of the non we may observe conventional resource, and it will not replace immediately. That's why coal is a conventional resource. Through that we are getting energy. We may produce electricity, we use for running the trains, we use running some industries, etc. purpose we are using coal. Listen carefully. Coal is a sedimentary rock. It is the most abundantly found fossil fuel. It is formed millions of the years ago by the decomposition of a decayed plant. It is combustible. It is mainly composed of carbon, and it is used as a domestic fuel in iron and steel industry, steam engines, and to generate electricity. Steam engines which are huh, running by the coal only. Without coal the steam engines may not work. And the base of the amount of carbon content in it. Coal can be classified into four main types. These are peat, lignite, bituminous, and authorities. This peat, lignite, bituminous coal, and Antarctic we may observe. Very good, student. Next, petroleum. Here you observed petroleum means in Latin petra means rock and lium means oil. It is also known as a rock oil or crude oil. Petroleum or minerals oil is next energy after coal. Crude oil, coal cannot be used for road vehicle and transportation. So that's why we are making this petroleum into different important liquids like petrol, diesel, oil, etc. After the making, at the time it is possible to run the vehicles and for the transport. Here, uses of petrol. Listen carefully. Uses: fuel for heat and light. It is useful for the making heat and as well as for the lighting also. And we make electricity. That's why generation of electricity through the petroleum. And lubricants for machinery. For the machinery also we may use petroleum. Raw material for manufacturing industries. For the manufacturing goods we may use petroleum, as well as we use in vehicles, and we use nodal industry for synthetic textiles, fertilizers, and numerous chemical industries also. And we are using cooking, and we used in cosmetics. Like this, for various purpose it is possible for using. Which one using? Petroleum. Not only that, student, listen carefully. It was formed millions of the years ago by decomposition of tiny sea animals and plants. It is a natural occurring, think black liquid found in rocks deep inside the earth crust from where it is drilled. We are getting from the inside of our earth, getting through the drilling this petroleum. It is then sent to refiner where it is proceeded and refined into more useful productions such as diesel, lubricants, petrol, jet fuel, LPG, solvents, plastics, and bitumen. Petroleum is very valuable, so we may call black gold. Petrol also we may call black gold. Why? Because it is also very valuable. Listen carefully. Where petrol is available, especially in the world, we may observe 70% of petroleum is coming from the especially Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Kuwait, Iran and Iraq, Libya, Russia, China, Siberia, United Arab Emirates, Venezuela, United States, Mexico, Algeria, Canada, Norway and Brazil also have large oil reserves we may find. From here only 70% of petroleum we are getting to remaining places for the running industries, run the vehicles, run transport purpose, run small scale industry and large scale industry, etc. Not only that, student, in India we may observe in India oil is found in Digboy, which is there in Assam, and not only that we may found in Gujarat also, and we found off the coast of Mumbai, and we may found in river bases of Godavari and Krishna. Like this, in different places we may find this petroleum available things. Next one, you observe natural gas. Okay, this also conventional of energy resource. Listen carefully. Here, natural gas which is available from the earth. Okay, where is petrol and coal available at the place you may observe this natural gas also. This natural gas cleanest burning fossil fuels. It is cleanest burning. Okay, fossil fuel we may observe. We may find with oil and in coal mines especially. How is it? Yes, it is colorless, odorless and tasteless. Can you see gas with your eyes? No, it is not possible. And we observe it is found along with petroleum deposit, and it is released when crude oil is brought to the surface. It is easy to transport through the underground pipes. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, but it is as well as very dangerous also. It is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, CNG. Observation: compressed natural gas. It is used in heating, cooking, power generation, motor vehicles, and to produce nitrogen for fertilizers and carbon black for use in the tire industry. Especially, we may find this natural gas in the world. Major producer of natural gas are USA, Russia, China, UK, Iran, Norway and Netherlands. If we find in our India especially, India has a vast reserve of natural gases. Tripura, Jaisalmer, which is there in Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Krishna Godavari Delta have this reserve. Like this, in these places especially we may find natural gas which is very powerful and useful for the different purpose we may observe. Even somebody are using gas cylinders for cooking also. Next important conventional of source of energy is hydro power. hydropower system. You may observe here, hydropower is the capture of the energy of moving water for some useful purpose. Hydropower now supplies about 7,15,000 megawatts or 90% of the world electricity you may find. Typically, a hydropower plant is shown in the figure below. Observe student. Especially you observe hydel power generate the highest proportion of the renewable energy, through it is only 6.5 of the world total commercial energy. Water stored in the dams is made to fall from a height. The falling water enters the dam through pipes. It falls on the turbines blades present at the bottom of the dam. The moving blades turn the generation to produced electricity called hydroelectricity. Especially you may find in the world USA, Russia, Sweden, Norway, Peru and Brazil and China places you may observe most percent approximately 20% they are producing hydroelectricity. But we may observe in our India, okay, Bakranangal, Nagarjun Sagar, Hirakud, Kosi, Rihan and Chambal places we are producing hydro power. That's why hydel power we may observe in these places in India, in the world, which is more valuable for the creating energy. Yes, student, power resource are into two types. One is conventional resource and non-conventional resource. Conventional resource, especially today you have learned, next class you will learn non-conventional resource. Today you have learned conventional resource. One, firewood, coal, petroleum, natural gas and tidal power. Okay students, in this week you have online exam. So for online exam, why do we need a parliament and this chapter up to minerals I will give in examination. So be ready your homework, read textbook and read running notes for online test.